Hi, I'm Rob, and this is 3 Minutes Ethical Business.
3 Minutes Ethical Business.
My name is James Walton. I run That Event Company and we are a carbon neutral company.
James joins me today to discuss his journey to carbon neutrality and why this particular topic is so important to him.
It's actually pretty simple that I think it is every company's responsibility now to not only be responsible for their clients but their environment around them. A few years back, my children were watching a David Attenborough series about penguins, Antarctica and some other bits and bobs. And they came to me afterwards and they said, what's going to happen? Daddy, what's going to happen with the world? And it's the only time where I really haven't been able to give my children a nice answer, a clean answer, with something that I really understood. I think standing back from that and thinking, do you know what? I actually have no idea what is going to happen in the future, but I do know that things aren't that great at the moment. So I knew that I had to act and do something myself, because if I don't do it, why would anyone else do it? If I can do it in my industry, surely I can help other industry leaders in our industry follow suit and even improve on what we're doing already. So yeah, that started my mission about becoming carbon neutral.
So how did you go about the process, James? Did you find it complicated to achieve?
The process of going carbon neutral itself isn't too complicated. I was quite lucky in this instance that my company is reasonably young, being less than 3 years old when I decided to offset. This enabled me to literally offset everything back to day zero rather than just the year. The advantage with doing that is that there was no complicated calculations. Yes, it cost me more money, but ultimately I offset exactly what we had done since the beginning, which I think is a hugely positive thing to do. The problem that I think most companies will have is looking at carbon offset as a marketing tool. Yes, it is, but you should be doing it for the right reasons. There's many, many wrong reasons that you could offset. You could pay, offset, and just carry on business as usual. That isn't really the idea. The idea is to minimize your carbon footprint. So when going through all the calculations and talking it through with the offsetter, it became apparent that we really just needed to try and reduce the amount of carbon that we were producing. Being in the events industry, and especially being an equipment hirer, we don't really have that many things that we throw away other than packaging, which can all be recycled. The main thing that we waste or burn carbon for is travel. So it got me thinking, we do work reasonably local. We do work all over the place as well, but normally it's quite local. So why not just say we will not travel further than 30 miles to do an event? Surely there's an events company 60 miles away from us that can do a job just as well as we can and assist the client just the same as we can as well. So the idea was a 30-mile radius is perfect. It means that it frees up the economy for everyone else. And we also know that our team won't be tired, they won't be stressed, or as stressed as they would be if they had a long drive ahead of them as well.
This is 3 Minutes Ethical Business.
In terms of the mechanisms that we've chosen to offset our carbon, this year we decided to plant trees in Kenya. There was another project as well, but I don't have it in front of me at the moment, unfortunately. In terms of other mechanisms that are out there, there's plenty. There's loads to choose from. You really can go to town with your choices. But like I said, I'd just like to reiterate that it's not about offsetting, it's about reducing. The reducing part of it is the most important part. Offsetting is, yes, you get a certificate, but reducing is where you're actually making a difference.
Some really interesting and important points there. Do you think that being carbon neutral has helped with winning work?
Do you know what? Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. If it's come up in conversation and a client has heard that we are carbon neutral and then they've decided to go ahead with us based on that, that's great news. But it hasn't been the ambition to win any other work.
It's a really important and worthwhile process though. You should be shouting about your carbon neutral credentials to everyone.
So we actually haven't really told too many people, other than maybe a post or two, about us actually being carbon neutral. We have a footer on our email saying that we are, but other than that, we have actually done it more for my sense of purpose than trying to be a marketing tool.
3MEB.
Thanks, James. Great to have you along.
All right, thank you very much.
You've made some really strong points which aren't always at the forefront when people discuss carbon offsite and being carbon neutral.
This is 3 Minutes Ethical Business.
3MEB is produced by RJN Creative.